Today is the 18th of June 2024. Okay, and we'll continue looking at our shapes. Okay, we started from basic shape stuff. We had done shapes before, but now I'm trying to push you into higher maths. Okay, especially the people who are doing higher maths, because even if it came in your paper and you know the answer, then it's easy. You know the formula, then it's easy. But assuming you don't know the formula to use and you don't know how to solve it, and they fuse these two shapes together, how are you going to get those 4 marks or 5 marks? Okay, so that's what I'm helping you to do. Now, you need to update your flashcard, or you need to update your notebook wherever you put your formulas in maths. Okay, if I were in school, and when I was in school, that was what I did. Any formula I got, I had a small notebook for that. So physics, chemistry, maths, and even biology. Biology didn't come a lot with formula, but there were a lot of definitions. Okay, so it's like, what is this, what is that, what is that? And then chemistry, there was a lot of balancing equations and stuff. So it was a lot to learn. So what I did was, I would write. I had a subject. Each subject, I had notebooks with it. Okay, so beginning of the year, when I was, they were trying to get me my stationery, I would get these tiny notebooks, and then write them in little hands that I could see. So as as I went along, I would just add more. Okay, if it's already in my notebook, then I didn't have to do that. Okay, so it depends on where you are. But if you are a young adult and you don't have a lot of responsibility and you want to take this on, it is easy to do. Okay, it's very easy to do. Okay, if you give yourself within a year or two, maximum of 3 years, and you even decide to do one Gcse 1 year, a year, you could do maths, English, biology, assuming that is your situation, and then you can use that, go into college, do an access course. With the access course, there'll be a teacher there. It is not much an exam. Maybe you might write an exam for what all the modules you do, and that will be it. Okay, and then you can use, and maybe a presentation, and then you can use that because you know what the uni requirements are. Assuming you have the 3 GCSE, they will take you on the access course. Okay, and then you can use that to get your place in uni. There are a lot of health courses: social care, forensics, nursing, midwifery, a lot of health courses that you can do that can take you to uni. Okay, but at the end of the day, if you go to uni and you are passionate about social work, you can do that and use that and build on that, especially if you're in your 20s. Because if you're in your 20s, you have a long time, okay? But you don't want to go too far into your 40s and do these things, because by then you don't want to wait for a health crisis and then you start doing it. Okay, that's what I mean. If you want to do it now, and then you use it. Or if you're in your 20s and you get that, then you can use it to get a job, okay? And then in 3 years, you start, especially if you are diligent with your work, okay, and you are always giving a good service, you will get a good feedback. And you, with that feedback, your bosses are going to want to promote you, get you into courses that will help you build up you up, because you become an asset to them. Okay, so think about it. Okay, I'm very passionate about education, not because it's education, but education can transform your life if you get the right kind of education. Okay, I'm not talking about the education where you go through and it doesn't change your life. That's what I said. Like, if you give me an assignment, I'll spend weeks on it. By the time I finish doing it, maybe I'll be I'll get a C because of um, the way I wrote it. Because sometimes I'll get a feedback that you could have rewrite it or reworded it or this that. Okay, I might get a C, but the wealth of depth of knowledge I've gained gets by reading and reading and reading is far more than somebody who took 3 days and did it. And most of them, maybe they get sat in and wrote it out and just put in some reference here and there. Okay, or maybe some of them, they know somebody who has done the assignment, so they take it, reword it, paraphrase it. They have English as an advantage, and then they get A or A star. But at the end of the day, people like that come out, and then you'll be thinking, you did this assignment, so what have you learned? And they don't know what they have learned. And I can just go on and go on and go on and say what I've learned. Okay, but yes, that is how the system is. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, at the end of the day, whether you come out with first class, uh 2.1, 2.2, or even third class, okay, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the wealth of knowledge, because if you go out there to work, they can easily see the quality of your work. Okay, so please think about it. Okay, and you will be happy in the end, because yes, the first 5 years in the job, you might not be happy because you might have to be learning the job, pressure, getting to work, stress and stuff. Okay, because sometimes placement too, they don't allow you to work. They just send you on errands, and at the end of the day, you have to guess, force, and learn things for yourself. What you went to placement to do, you might end up having to sit on Facebook or maybe going on some website and learning them. But after you've gotten your certificate, it is for life. And then, if with health certificate, you can use it in any country. Okay, so don't think, oh, if I go back to school, yeah, you can still go back to school and continue with your job. The only thing is, you need to have this mental mind set that this is what I'm going to do. Or you can go part time and go um, and do it. But at the end of the day, you are better off. You are more structured. You are more educated. Okay? And then, even if you want to do something on the side, um, open the stuff, you can do that. You can do a business on the side, and after 10 years, combining both together, you'll be in a better place. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Okay, I've spent 11 minutes saying that, but I hope it encourages somebody to take on the challenge for themselves, because don't think everything is lost. Okay, this platform, I didn't start to solve questions like what I'm doing. It came along the line, because the thing is, if I'm giving you tips, how I've given you the tip, so I can give you 5 minutes tip to pass, but I haven't shown you how to solve the questions. So at the end of the day, you are back to square one. That is why, um, after a few thoughts, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to put everything out there and just go and learn it. Okay, and I started from the basic, where even somebody in primary school, KS2, can understand. Okay, so if you are in um, primary 6 going to secondary school, this platform can help you. If you are in uh, year 10, year 9, year 11, and you have your Gcse, the platform can help you. If you are home and you want a strategian, and you are a young adult and you don't know what to do, and you're just sitting at home, this platform can help you. All you need to do is to go to the adult center and find and write the initial exams. Okay, immediately they take you, you go to their classes and use this platform to help you. With a minimum C, you can go and do your access course. If you have English and a science, like English and chemistry or biology or physics, and you don't have maths, and this gets the one maths, it's even easier. Okay, so please, don't just roll over and allow life to just deal with you anyhow. I haven't, even though I have health issues, I haven't. Okay, even coming up here every day, maybe Monday to Friday, and looking for something to upload. Yes, it's not giving me an income, but at least the mental is straight. I don't have mental issues. I'm happy doing that. Okay, because I know that it will help people, and it is going to help some people. Even if I don't know you, I'm happy to guess make somebody happy, and that is even good enough for me. So please, um, as I said, don't give up on yourself, okay? Don't. Believe in yourself. You are if you believe in yourself, it doesn't matter what others are saying. You know what you are made up of, and you know what you can fight and what you cannot fight. Okay? So take it a day at a time and just structure things for yourself, okay? Please. Um, Thank you to all my subscribers. Okay, I appreciate you a lot. Okay, please subscribe, share, like, follow. Whatever you can do to keep us on the platform, I'll appreciate it. Okay, please, if the account is not yours, ask permission from the account holder or open your own account. Okay, if it's something you want to use long term, maybe you might end up using it and giving it to your children one day, who knows? Open your own account. Okay. Please follow my notes, that's great. Okay. We are talking about shapes. Okay. In mental math, if I'm doing money stuff, then I'll be talking about pounds. I'll be talking about two decimal places. But immediately it comes to shapes, like sectors, I'll be talking about degrees as an angle. Okay, so the major sector, if I want to say 300, the angle is 300, it will be 300 degrees, not 300 pounds. Okay, so follow the notes. So in case you had 300 pounds or 300 something different, follow the note, because if it's angles, it will be degrees. Okay, and if it's money and I say 300 degrees, it will be 300 pounds. Please beware of scammers. Okay, please beware of scammers. Please watch last video for recap. Last video we did sphere and cone questions. Okay, so making cones out of a circular. So I said to you, I went to buy a cone of a chips just to look at the cone, even though I know what the cone is, so that I can see how best to convey that message to you. Today with our mental mass, as I said, the mental mass, the lemonade question, I wanted to bring it back so that we can discuss it at length, okay? So a bottle of lemonade costs £1.15, okay, the big bottles. I need 9 bottles. Um, how much will I pay altogether? So instead of calculate 9 times £1.15, this is more complex than just calculating 10 by £1.15. Okay, if you multiply 10 by £1.50, you guess how to move the decimal place. So you get £11.50. So now with £11.50, you can subtract £1.15, and then you get 10.35 pounds. Okay, when that was what I saw when I was uploading the video, and then I realized that it's wrong. So these are the things I taught you estimation. I didn't have a calculator, but immediately I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is not right. Okay, so I had to come back the following day. I even wrote it under the video, under the comment section, but I had to come back the following day and correct it. So in the SR room, these are the things. Okay, you are multiplying it, and you have to move the decimal forward. So if I did that, it won't be £10 15. Okay, it will obviously not be. But for some reason, that was what I did. So my answer was wrong. So here now, for 9 bottles, I can pay. So assuming I went to the shop and I didn't have £11 50 in my account, and I have like £10 50, I can use my card to pay this so that I don't go into the red. Okay. Also, maybe assuming I'm organizing a small party or a ladies' night, or maybe a PTA program, or a charity event. Okay, all these, and maybe I need that much bottle of lemonade because I don't need that much lemonade in my house. But assuming it's a charity event and some people said they want lemonade and I'll get in a lot of people, then I'll rather go and buy the 9 bottles and bring it home because it will be cheaper that way to get that. Okay. Now, if 10 bottles is £11 50, so that is what I've done, then I can calculate for 20 bottles. So if £11 50 is 10 bottles, 20 bottles will be £23. So if I won 90, I didn't have £23, and all I have is under £22, then I can go for um, 19 bottles and pay the unit price. Okay. Now, with also that, I can also go for 20 bottles is £23. So 40 bottles will be £46. Okay, so you get what I mean. You can always multiply in tens and then take the unit price out, assuming you were going to pay for, instead of 20 you wanted 19, instead of 30 you wanted 39, instead of 40 you wanted 39. Okay, instead of 20 you wanted 19, instead of 40 you wanted 39, or even 38. So here, that is the price for 40 bottles. So this will be the price for 39 bottles. I guess I have to calculate in tens and then take the unit price, and that'll be 39 bottles for 44.85. Okay, because I'm looking at how much, even if I'm a treasury for the ladies club or the PTA club. PTA is parent teacher, okay, or for a charity, and I have to go out. I have to check how much they have because I don't want the account to go into the negative. I just don't want to be shopping. So whatever I'm shopping out there, I have to make sure it is we can afford it. Okay, that is what a good um, management does. You don't just go out spending money and then you come back and then you put your charity in the red. Because the father is a charity, they are going to charge them. So before you go out, you have to make sure that you know how much your club has and how much you have, the budget you have to organize an event. Okay, you don't go out buying things because, for instance, if um, 30 people said they wanted lemonade, you don't want to buy 20 bottles Okay, you can buy 9 bottles or 10 bottles, and then buy water or other things that the other guests want. Okay, so if you went out and you know all this, you can then easily do the calculation on your feet. Okay, so that was the reason why I wanted to show you this. So I've brought the lemonade question back. Okay, so I hope it answers your question. These are easy things that you can do on top of your head, but sadly I made a mistake, guess because I was not paying attention, or I was distracted. But at the end of the day, immediately I uploaded, I was able to see I was wrong. So that is also another tip. You might get distracted, or you might write the wrong answer on your answer booklet. But as you finish everything and you have maybe 10 minutes, as you go over your work and scan through, your eyes will see some of these things and you can quickly correct it to get the extra mark. Okay, let's quickly do what we have today so that we can finish. Okay, because I've spent the earlier on trying to talk about uh, being passionate with a few people so that I can encourage some of you to go back and do whatever. So I have a diagram here. I have a cylinder at the top and a cone. That is my cylinder part. Okay, and that's my cone part. Okay, the height of my cylinder is 0.9 meters, and the height of my cone is 0.9 meters, and the height of my cylinder is 1.5 meters. Now here we've been given the diameter, but we need the radius because the formula has radius, so you have to use half of what you've been given. If they give you the radius, you don't have to have it. Okay. Now here they said the diameter is what? 4 meters. So if I have this, then my radius will be 2. If I look at my diagram, the radius for the cylinder will be 2, and then the radius of the cone will also be 2 because that is the beginning of the cone, that is the ending. Okay, that is, but the heights are different here and it's not to scale. So the question is, I should find the volume of this shape, and then this shape contains oil. So if I turn it upside down, it can be a container. When you go to the shops, the supermarket, you realize that if a lot of your stuff from tomatoes, uh, most of the stuff, milk, um, all the most of the groceries are in some form of container. Okay, they've calculated the mass. They know how much volume it will take. Okay, and I think one of the questions we saw, they realized that if they use the same measurement and change the height, it will end up being the same volume, but it will contain less. Okay, because they always want to give you less stuff for the same price. Okay, because of inflation or whatever, I don't know, because of profit. Okay, so now we want to find the volume combined. So I'll use the volume formula for the cylinder. Use the figures I've given. Find the volume of the cylinder. Find the volume of the cone and add them up together. Okay. So it's good I've drawn it. So the first one, not to scale, I've drawn them very big for you to see. Okay, that is it. But the subsequent one, I've just drawn it. So the volume of the cylinder is pi r squared h. So as you watch this video, you can put these things on your flashcard if you don't have them already. So r squared, we've been given the diameter, which is 4. So our r is half of 4. The cylinder, the height is 1.5. And note, everything is in meters. So the volume will end up being in meters cube. Okay. We are supposed to leave our answer in pi, which is good. So 4 squared is 16 times 1.5 is 6 pi. If you've not been given this a calculator, 1.5 is the same as 3 over 2. So you can cancel out and still get 6 pi meter cube. So that's the volume of our cylinder. Now with the cone, the volume of the cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. So 1/3 pi, the radius for both cone and cylinder will be 2 because we've been given the diameter. So 2 squared, and then h. H is the height of the cone, okay, because you are looking for the volume of the cone. The h we used earlier is the height of the cylinder. Okay, so if you do this also right, you get 1.2 pi meters cube. Okay, it's volume, so your unit will be cube. So the unit cube, so meter cube. Now, to find the total volume of both shape, the cylinder and the cone fused together, you add the volume of the cylinder plus the volume of the cone. And in the end, 6 plus 1.2 will give you 7.2 pi meter cube. Okay, so that is the volume of the shape or the oil it will contain. Now the second example is water. Okay, now this is in centimeters, so it's small, but you can enlarge it. So like some places in Africa, there are big tanks like this, and they do concrete and put it in where there's water shortage. They put the taps above it there. So if they know the volume and they are ordering for a tanker of water, then they order the volume of the tanker that can bring in the water so that other people can come and buy. Okay, because there are sometimes there is drought and there is no water, so people have to go out and get water where there are no boreholes. Okay, now the cylinder part that is hidden in the concrete, the height is 2.5 meters. The cone part, please, 2.5 centimeters. Okay, and then the cylinder part that is visible that you can see is 5.5 centimeters. But assuming you went out to buy it before they come and establish it for you, it might look something like this. Okay. The ones that go, they're allowed to go in the concrete. Okay. The ones that don't go into the concrete just have the cylinder part. Okay, I want to clarify that. So this is water, and you want to find how much water can fill this tank. So you need to calculate the volume of water in the cylinder plus the volume of water in the cone. You add them together, and that's what you get. Now here, again, we've been given the diameter of cylinder and cone, so we have to half it to get the radius. Okay, so the volume, and then the cylinder part, the height is 2.5 centimeters. Sorry, the cone part, the height is 2.5 centimeters. The cylinder part, the height is 5.5 centimeters. So if we use those figures, okay, our cylinder formula is pi r squared h. Okay, so pi r squared h. Okay, this is what we've got. If you do this on the calculator right, you get 88 pi centimeter cube. I've checked, so you can also check. Now the volume of the cone is 1/3. That's the formula, pi r squared h. So 1/3 constant, pi constant, r, which is half of 8 squared, and the height of the cone is 2.5, as I've shown you in the diagram. And if you do this right, you get 13.3 pi centimeter cube. So the total volume of the cylinder plus cone, the amount of water it will get. Now we are supposed to leave our answer in pi. So we add 88 pi plus 13.3 pi, which will give us 101.3 pi centimeter cube. Please don't forget that. Another example, this contains honey or honey, or the one that we use, okay, that you can put on toast, okay, or you can mix with lemon and drink. That is a spelling, Honey, okay, the one from the bees, okay. So the cone part is 1.8 centimeters. The cylinder part is 5.3 centimeters. Now the diameter, again, we're not giving the radius, is 7 centimeters. So half of that is 3.5. So these are the figures we are going to use. So the volume of the cylinder, we need the height of the cylinder, which would be pi r squared 3.5, half of 7. Cylinder height is 5.3. Okay, so when we do that right, we get 64.9 pi centimeter cube. Okay, the volume of the cone, 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay, so it's 1/3 pi. R squared is 3.5, all squared. H is 1.8. If you do that right on the calculator, you get 7.4 pi centimeter cube. Now the total volume of the honey okay, that you are going to get put in this shape will be 64.9 pi plus 7.4 pi, which will give you 72.3 pi centimeter cube. Okay, so when you go to the shop, you realize that all the things you have, they have it in grams or in centimeters. They've measured all this, they've calculated all this before it was shipped out. Okay, so they have done the math bit and they know how much unit price is, and they know if they are doing it in a massive scale, so they know how many bottles they will get or how many shapes they will get out, they can fill out. So, and then they know what shapes to use. Okay, so you might think, oh, their shape is nice, but actually, they are using something that will maximize their profit. Okay, please subscribe. Today I've gone longer than expected because of the earlier, because I realized that people have finished their Gcse, and some people might not, good luck, because it doesn't feel right to go back and resit because of shortfall of 1 mark. Okay, so I wish you the very best, but there are people also out there. You have to make a decision. Okay, because you know that you can do it, and don't leave it too late. If you want to do it, now is your time. Subscribe, share, like, follow. Okay, follow my notes slash script is very important. Beware of scammers. Okay, thank you very much for watching today's video with me. If the run doesn't concern you, skip it forward and just watch the question part, please. Okay, don't be angry with me. Okay, but if it concerns you, if it encourages you, please listen to it and take the necessary steps. Okay, thank you for watching today's video with me, and I'll see you in the next.